Hello, welcome to my channel. It's called Lunasath. In this channel, we do a deep dive into the writings of Florence Scovel Shinn, and I thought I'd come to you with an interesting topic about the core philosophies that Florence absolutely loved. She loved them so much that she put them as the title of her books. So her first book is The Game of Life and How to Play It. In that book, from chapter 1, sentence 1, we are taught and we are told that life is a game. It's not a battle. It's not about distress, hardship, fear, tears. Life should be fun. Life should be a delight. Life should be enjoyment. Life should be joy. Life should be bliss. At a basic level, it's, the feeling when something goes well for you and you feel good. But at a higher level, it's about when you just feel so good, you're filled with the fullness of life and light, and your eyes are just glowing, you are just glowing, and has the sky ever looked that has the sky ever looked this good? When I look outside right now, the sky is actually gray and there's mist. Has the mist ever looked so mysterious and so enchanting? Every moment feels magical, every moment feels sacred. And that's the kind of state of mind and the state of being that we should always seek to cultivate. If ever life feels like a battle, if it feels harsh, if it feels like lack and violent and just plain awful, you're in the wrong state of mind. And in that chapter, Florence goes on to say that there are three levels of our mind. The lowest one is, well, I'll just put it this way, the lowest one would be the conscious mind, where in that mind, we only have fear, we only have loss, we only have anxiety, we only have the sense that life is a battle. But the higher mind is the God mind, where we can think like God. And when we do, it's an amazing experience. So we should always be trying to live our lives in the God mind, with the God mind, and not the conscious mind. There's a quote in the Tao Te Ching, which I like. It says, "Immersed in the wonder of the Tao, you can handle whatever life brings you." And that is something we should think about. And there's another quote from, I think, an Indian sacred book. I don't know, it was quoted in The Greatest Secret by Rhonda Bryan, which said, "Come what may, this joy will hold." And I think it's on us to have that kind of joy and cultivate it, because that's what that is what really makes a difference in our lives. Really, it's so extraordinary, and it's a great title. The Game of Life and How to Play It. So know that life's not a battle, it's a game, and how to play it is to understand the great spiritual laws. And if you're curious, the main one she points out is what you give, you get back. So start giving, start pouring out, and watch, you get back. Her next book, I don't know if it's the next one written, but the next one I think of is The Power of the Spoken Word. And Florence is quite adamant that our spoken word has power. The words we think have power. Our words have power. They are incredibly powerful. She actually says this in The Game of Life, that anyone who doesn't understand the power of the words is behind the times. Your words can change your life. And I think sometimes we think that when things happen, we just have to say what we say, and we have to talk about it the way we talk about it. And it's up to us to recognize we have dominion over our mind, dominion over our thoughts. We can think the thoughts we want to think. And the next thing is to realize how powerful our words are. It's the power of our spoken words. They are incredible. Like I always think back to John 1. Florence loves the Bible, so I'll go there. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. The Word is a light that the darkness cannot put out, and the Word is life that death has no hold over. And the Word will become flesh, and we will see it in all of its glory. And I don't know if you noticed, but in Genesis 1, God created everything by the power of the spoken word. So understand the power of your words to create, the power of your words to be a light in the darkness and to give life. Know that you are speaking life. Or, Florence would point out, you are speaking life or you're speaking death. Please understand that. And choose to speak life. In the Old Testament, God said, I put before thee a way of life and a way of death. Please, please, underneath all of heaven and on all of earth, please choose life. So be very careful about the words that you speak. Be very careful about them. Know the power of your words to the point where you learn how to meditate so you have no words in your head, so you can have that kind of a pause. Because the words that you speak, the words that you think, have immense, immense power. They're godlike. And Florence says that we will see our words externalized in our lives. She also says there's like an ever silent listener by our sides, always listening, always hearing. I read a good quote, I read a good poem by Rumi. He is an Islamic poet who wrote, "All the words you and I have ever exchanged have found their way into the heart of the universe, and one day they'll rain on us again." And I think it's a good, beautiful visual. All the words you say and exchange and think, they are heard, and they find their way into the heart of the universe, all the way to God. And we will experience them again, one way or the other. Our words go out and our words come back in. And Florence says all the time, when you understand the power of the spoken word, you think differently. You speak differently. You're around different conversations. When you understand the power of the spoken word, you now recognize every word matters. Every word's in play, and you want to speak better. And one of her other books is Your Word is Your Wand. And it's a cute little thing where she talks about words being like a magical wand. And when you speak, it's like you're waving your wand around to do a little magic. It's a nod to the power of your spoken word. And in this book, it starts out with one story and then affirmations, and then a shorter story and then affirmations, and then it becomes all about affirmations. So if you ever wanted a book where it's just pure affirmations, then this is the book for you. Pure Affirmations from Florence, then this is the book for you. And there's so many great affirmations in it. I've been memorizing the affirmations on success, and I say them in the morning. I say them right now, some of them. That our endless good now comes to us in endless ways. It's like your little wand you're waving over your life and your circumstances, because your words can change your life. So if you have nothing better to say about your life, then say it with me. Say this with me. My endless good now comes to me in endless ways. Yeah, say it with me. My endless good now comes to me in endless ways. I do not limit God by seeing limits in myself. My God is invincible. God cannot fail, so I cannot fail. I set before thee the open door of destiny that no man shall shut, because it is nailed back. The tide of destiny has turned, and my endless good now comes to me, now flows towards me. The divine idea is now firmly established in my mind, body, and affairs. I see clearly, act quickly, and my greatest of expectations now comes to pass in extraordinary ways. The ground I am standing on is holy ground, and I know that there are angels all around. So, yeah, these sayings, these affirmations are like waving a wand over your life because they are so inherently powerful. They are just so powerful. They are power thoughts, power words, and they are magic, and they create things in your life. So say them in the morning, say them throughout the day, say them in the evening. Florence actually recommends doing your affirmations in the morning. Wake up and do your affirmations. The one she recommended for that is to say, today is the day of completion. Miracle, no. Today is the day of completion. Miracle upon miracle. There'll be miracle upon miracles, and wonder shall never cease. So yeah, the so this book reminds us that all of our little words, all of our scenes are extremely powerful, and they will manifest in our lives. They will be externalized in our lives. We will see them in all of their glory. And these words are a light that the darkness cannot put out. And they are a life that death has no control of. Death has no sting. And so these words are incredibly powerful. Say them. Say them, repeat them, believe them, and know that your word is your wand. And her next book is The Secret Door to Success. I'm reading it right now, and I think her idea for this title is going back to Aladdin. She does like that story. Aladdin, where or some kind of Middle Eastern story where you you're walking along and it looks like how it looks, and things are how they appear, but one word can open a door where there is no way, can open the way where there is no way. One word can make the door appear, the secret door to success. And it's just the power of the well chosen word, the power of words when when they're truly quite powerful, they open the way where there is no way. And suddenly there's a door that opens, and it's that secret door to success. I kind of think it's a nod to the Bible where it says, ask and it's given, seek and you shall find, knock and the door shall be answered. But in this case, it's not even that you knock, it's that you say the right word. Like, how do they say it in Aladdin? Like, open sesame. One word actually can open the door. And before, like I said, it is what it is. It looks like rock, it looks like a wall, it's nothing. But one word can make a door appear, and then you'll be able to open it. Yeah. When I'm done this book, I might remake this video and update it based on what I read. But I think that's what I've gotten so far out of it. Just the power of the word again to do extraordinary things. Just one word can shift things. Just one word can change things. Just one word can make something happen. And so pay very close attention to the words that you're saying and what you're thinking, because again, they have power. And then Florence left a manuscript. And after she left us, it was discovered, saved, protected over the years. And then someone decided to give it to Hay House and Louise Hay. Louise has been a student of Florence from a distance for quite some time. And so she was very very happy to get this manuscript and personally help to publish it. Louise Hay is one of the great um, self-help teachers of our era, and she had the company Hay House. She too left us, but this is something I have of her. Power Thoughts by Louise Hay. So she, yeah, so she has the company Hay House, and so Florence Scovel Shinn's last manuscript was offered to Louise Hay and Hay House, and they published it. And they published the book, The Magic Path of Intuition, where it's just doubling down on intuition and how when you follow your intuition, magical things happen. Because Florence, she will say in The Game of Life and How to Play It, that when you ask, you have to think, do I now want to do something? Do I now want to go somewhere? After you've been in the zone and you've asked and all that stuff, what is your intuition saying you should be doing? Because to Florence, you do something and then something can happen for you. It's not, I'm going to sit here and miracles are going to happen. No, you got to get out there. Because when you give and you give and you pour it out there, that's when things can come back to you. So it's like, what's your intuition? And I have this whole video about my thoughts on intuition because I'm like, be careful, be careful. But Florence really trusts intuition, and so the whole book is about the magic path of intuition. And my intuition is to show you one of the cards, one of the power cards, power thoughts, which is this one. It says, my future is glorious. And it also says the back, I now live in limitless light, in limitless love, light, and joy. All is well in my world. And this one's also pretty good too. Life created me to be fulfilled. I trust life, and life is always there for me. At every turn, I am safe. Life supports me. So, it's my intuition. So, The Magic Path of Intuition is a cute little book. It's seriously tiny, tiny. And it's Florence's last manuscript. So altogether, I think Florence chose the names of her book with great care. If you ever want to be reminded of some core, solid advice from her, you could pick up the book, open it at any section, and start reading it. You could do that. Or you could just look at the title and just be reminded. This is a game. We have to learn how to play it well. We are dealing with the power of the spoken word above and beyond everything. That your word is your wand, and your word can open the secret door to success. And always remember that it's the magic path of intuition. It's extremely magical when you start to trust yourself and all the nudges you get and all the ideas you get and you act on it. Because Florence has an affirmation that I do like, which is, the divine idea is now firmly established in my mind, body, and affairs. I see clearly, act quickly, and my greatest of expectations now comes to pass in extraordinary ways. So, yeah, if you like this kind of video, that's all I ever do. I just do a deep dive into Florence Scovel Shinn's writings. She was a metaphysical master who lived 100 years ago. She self-published her first book. She was deeply religious. She loved herself the Bible, but she was, very independent. And her ideas are brilliant, gorgeous, and should be studied to this day. Her ideas have influenced people like Louise Hay and a lot of thinkers and teachers who came after her. She made such great contributions to metaphysics, self-help, motivation, affirmations. She is legend. And so that's what I focus my channel on. So if you like it, subscribe. If you want to leave me a comment, go ahead. Leave me a comment. I do see them. I will reply. And if you like this kind of video, a 20-minute deep dive, please let me know. Subscribe, but also leave a like, because then I can see that you truly liked this video. So yeah, Florence's ideas are just extraordinary, and I think she really put the core of them, the best of them in her titles. And so yeah, if you can't memorize the quote from the book, memorize at least the title, and then that title will spark something, remind you of something. Like, what do you need to be reminded of? To be lighthearted and joyful and relaxed and at ease and playful. Be delighted. This is a game we're playing. We're master players, and this is just a game to play well. You need to be reminded that our word has power, because she loves that, and 3 of her books are named after that kind of power. Or to trust yourself and believe in yourself, that when you have that God mind, when you're truly connected with God and all that's good, and the love and the light and the joy and the bliss, it's like, what I want to do now. What I want to do, what I want to try, and go for it, because what you put out there is what's going to come back. So anyway, as always, thank you so much for listening, and I will see you next time.